Warning: the following video contains opinions that some might find offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
In this video, I want to talk about the Single Life Tell-All Part 1. Specifically, I want to dig into Tiffany. This girl, she's not all that bright, but I'll cut her some slack because she's in her 20s. She also raised a son who is now, 12? Who I feel like has more sense than she does. Some of you are going to call this little boy a mama's boy, but I would rather have a mama's boy than a rotten little bastard who does nothing but mouth back, and he's not that child. So I'll give her credit for raising a good kid, and Tiffany is what I want to talk about in this video. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and like I said in the intro, I want to talk about the Single Life Tell-All Part 1, specifically Tiffany, because I feel like, there are sometimes when I feel like these cast members do things, it feels like they're doing things that are production driven, and other times it feels like they're doing things that are just dumb. Just dumb. Like in one of the last episodes, not in the tell-all, but in one of the last episodes before the tell-all, Tiffany decides to take Carly, hers and Ronald's daughter, back to South Africa to visit him, right? The second she said that, I was like, why? Why are you taking this guy back? First up, they FaceTime him and he's just all sweetness and light. And I'm sure that that's what he was for the entire time. Like every time they FaceTimed him, they didn't get into any real arguments. Although she did say that he was, kind of being possessive. Like if she looked like she was at all dressed up on FaceTime, he would ask her where she's going or who she's going out with or whatever. And I feel like, girl, no do-overs. Like he already has shown you who he is. That man, I don't even like calling this guy a man. He's a child. He is a child in a man's body. He throws tantrums like a 3-year-old. I have no idea why she would go back to South Africa, let alone go back on an open-ended ticket. Why? Seriously, why? I know that she's young, and I chalk a lot of what she does up to the fact that she's only she's in her 20s. She's only something like 26, right? And we do a lot of dumb shit in our 20s, especially when it comes to relationships. We do a lot of stupid shit in our 20s because we think we know everything. But Ray Charles could see that this was a mistake. Like she didn't need to be older or wiser to know that going back and giving it a second chance with this guy, or even giving him the opportunity to see if they could work it out, was a mistake. She didn't need a magic 8-ball to tell her that this was a huge goof. Like this dude will not change because he doesn't want to change. This is the man who sold his mother's fridge. And I'm not talking about the beer fridge in the basement. I'm talking about the fridge in the kitchen, the one that had the food in it, to get money to go gamble away. This man had all kinds of red flags sticking out of everywhere. He had red flags sticking out of every orifice. He got gambling problems. He got anger problems, fighting problems. He's probably got a couple of convictions because he can't enter the US. And knowing all of this, this is the man she decides to procreate with and marry. Lord Jesus. I can't imagine how helpless her parents must feel. Especially her mother, because I think she said it on one of the last episodes. She said, I wish I could help you, but, those of us who have kids, those of you who have kids, how helpless it can feel when your kid gets into something that you can't get them out of. This one not only married this guy, but had a child with him. I can't imagine being stuck or having my daughter be stuck with someone like this. This guy, I'm sorry. This dude is garbage. He's garbage because he's not the kind of person who wants to try to get better because he has a kid. He manipulated her into coming back to South Africa on an open-ended ticket, knowing, like we all knew, that he was going to malign her and manipulate her into staying longer than a month, because I think she originally said that she only wanted to stay for about a month. She ended up staying for 4. Can you imagine staying for 4 months with a man that, I'm sorry. And while she was there, she found out all kinds of stuff about him, like he was dating other people while he was busy giving her the 3rd degree about where she was and who she was with. You know what? That's how you tell, ladies. Those dudes who are all over you about who you're with and where you're going and why you're wearing what you're wearing are doing that because they're doing something that you should be asking them about. That's just an aside. Sorry, I got off track there. But she wound up in South Africa, and you know what she doesn't like being in South Africa. She didn't want to move there. She didn't even want to have her baby there. So I don't know how or why she decided to go back, because we all knew that he was going to manipulate her into staying. We all knew that he wasn't going to be the kind of man that she would want to stay there with. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to chalk it up to, youth or whatever. But like I said about Caesar in my last video, this young woman needs a friend, an honest friend. Not one who just pops up for to be on camera, but she needs an honest, blunt friend to say, bitch, what are you doing? You have not just his child to think about, but you have poor, sweet Daniel to think about. Daniel is giving her advice. He's 12. Like, come on. It doesn't even feel to me, it doesn't look to me, or we haven't seen her do it, like even reflect and think, my 12-year-old or 11-year-old or however old he is, son, is giving me advice that is valid. She started dating that other dude, what's his nose? I can't remember his name. The guy that she went horseback riding with. And I'm like, why are you going on dates and you're still iffy about whether or not you want to get back with Ronald? Honestly speaking, I feel like the whole, I might get back with Ronald thing, or I think we maybe should give it another try. I feel like that was for the sake of the camera. I don't believe for half a heartbeat that she actually truly commonsensically went, oh, you know what? I feel like maybe he's the one. Yeah, he was a complete asshole when I was there the last time, and I can't stand him. He's got horrible, horrible anger issues, and he's a gambler and a drunk, but I think he might be the one. I don't really believe that she actually wholeheartedly believed that when she got on that plane and went back to South Africa. I think that was for the sake of the show. Am I wrong? Let me know, you guys, if you think I'm wrong in the comments. Anyways, that's all I've got on Tiffany. She does admit, though, that she has been vulnerable to the sweet talk in the past, and I feel like she knows that she let it get to her this time. Hopefully she doesn't do it again, but I don't know. I on the one hand, I feel bad for her because, I don't know, there's a piece of me that's just like, oh God, you need to get out of your 20s and get some brains, because, wow, her man picker is broken. Her dude picker is busted. This guy, no. Then that other Fabian dude kind of ghosted her. I don't know how she expected that she was gonna, be back with him, because does that look like the kind of guy who wants to date a woman with 2 kids? Does he look? No, he don't look like that to me at all. Anyways, that's all I got on Tiffany and that Ronald, that dirty garbage bag. Again, as usual, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments. That's pretty much it. I will catch you next time.